On October 12, 1972, Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 took off from Carrasco International Airport near Montevideo, carrying 45 passengers and crew. The passengers were mostly young rugby players from the Old Christians Club, along with friends and family, eager for a friendly match in Santiago, Chile. Their journey would soon become one of the most harrowing tales of human survival ever recorded. The twin-engine Fairchild FH-227D climbed steadily into the skies over South America, the Andes Mountains standing as a formidable barrier ahead. As the aircraft approached its destination, the weather began to deteriorate, shrouding the peaks in thick clouds. Navigational errors compounded by the pilot's misjudgment placed the aircraft on a perilous course. Believing they had cleared the Andes, the pilots descended, unaware of the towering mountains still in their path. At 3:34 p.m., the aircraft collided with a snow-covered peak, shearing off both wings and the tail section before tumbling down a steep slope. Miraculously, 33 passengers survived the crash. The survivors were stranded on a desolate glacier at 12,000 feet, surrounded by jagged peaks and suffocating cold. Their injuries were severe: broken bones, deep lacerations, and frostbite. The wreckage provided scant shelter, and the high-altitude air offered little oxygen. To make matters worse, they had only a small supply of food: chocolate, wine, and a few other rations, hardly enough to sustain them for long. Days turned into weeks as the survivors huddled together, melting snow for water and rationing their meager supplies. Radio transmissions revealed that the search for the missing plane had been called off after 8 days. The world had presumed them dead, but they were very much alive, grappling with the horrifying reality of their situation. Hunger soon became their most insistent enemy. Faced with the unthinkable, the group made a harrowing decision. To survive, they would consume the flesh of their deceased friends and family. It was a choice born not of desire, but of necessity, a testament to their will to live against impossible odds. They carefully rationed what they could, ensuring no life was lost in vain. Despite the grim conditions, the survivors exhibited extraordinary resilience. They fashioned snowshoes from insulation, crafted makeshift sleeping bags, and scavenged metal from the wreckage to melt ice for water. They organized themselves into tasks, collecting snow, gathering wreckage for insulation, and monitoring each other's health. Through these efforts, they maintained a fragile thread of hope. On November 15th, an avalanche struck the wreckage, burying it under tons of snow and killing 8 more survivors. Those who remained were forced to dig their way out and rebuild their fragile shelter. The avalanche compounded their suffering, but also steeled their resolve. They knew that waiting passively for rescue would lead to certain death. On December 12th, 2 months after the crash, Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa volunteered for a desperate trek across the mountains to find help. Equipped with makeshift gear, including sleeping bags sewn from plain insulation and strips of flesh for sustenance, the pair scaled icy ridges and traversed treacherous terrain for 10 days. They endured blistering sun, freezing nights, and near starvation. At last, they reached a verdant valley and encountered a Chilean shepherd, Sergio Catalan, who became their savior. Catalan alerted authorities, setting in motion the miraculous rescue of the remaining 14 survivors. On December 23rd, helicopters arrived to airlift the survivors from their icy prison. After 72 days of isolation, they were finally free. Their story captured global attention, not only for its unimaginable hardship, but for the resilience, courage, and humanity that emerged in the face of despair. The survivors' ordeal was later recounted in the book Alive by Piers Paul Reed and inspired the film adaptation of the same name. Their story also brought focus to the Orton Torricelli, Ortec equipment carried on the flight, a form of survival gear designed for emergencies. Tragically, much of it was inaccessible due to the chaotic crash, but it highlighted the need for better preparation and accessibility in emergency aviation protocols. Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 remains a powerful symbol of survival against all odds. It is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a story of life forged in the crucible of death, where hope and determination transcended the bounds of the possible. The survivor's ordeal continues to inspire, reminding us of the extraordinary lengths to which we can go to preserve life and honor those we have lost.